Okay, Grand Rising, everyone. I'm going to do a video about some of the things the Lord has been putting on my heart. I just recorded this whole video and there was no sound, so we're going to try this again. If it doesn't work this time, um, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But let's just cover these words. And they're for me. They're not like, I don't have like words for the world. It's just what the Lord's been putting on my heart for my situation, because I've been applying and trying to get new jobs, and I'm in a season of transition, and the Lord is like, until you tell your story and be completely obedient, I'm not going to add more. We're not going to be abundant in glory because you're not doing what I ask you to do. So, and I know I'm fully aware that I'm not walking in full, complete, 100% surrender and obedience. So the Lord's dealing with me. He's working on me. He's giving me grace and time, and I'm getting there. I'm getting closer. I just tell my story. Okay? So the Lord is dealing with me on my work. I am in a wilderness season of transition because the Lord won't let me do the jobs that I want. I am applying for jobs that I am qualified for. The interviews go decent, and then I don't get them. And so, I have been in rooms with my bosses. I've been with my company for 8 years. I've been in rooms with my bosses. I've done the work. I've put in the time. I've done things that I haven't done for that I shouldn't be doing for my pay grade. You know what I mean? Like, I take on a whole lot in a day for these people, and I'm not compensated for that. I'm not asking to be compensated for that. I still do it with a smile. But when I apply for the job to actually do it and to be compensated for it, no, they choose somebody else. And the Lord has been showing me this, like even just outside of this company. You don't know how I work, but I beat the algorithm, got an interview next day. Interview went fantastic. Nope, they chose somebody else. And that was one for a bunch of positions. It wasn't like it was just fighting for one position. With my company, it was just one position. But with the other company, it was multiple positions. You couldn't tell me I wasn't supposed to have one. And I'm like, Lord, what do you want? What am I supposed to do? And he just sits with, you do what I'm asking you to do. He has asked me to do, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm supposed to be telling my story. I have a testimony. It's a good one. I got here. Okay, so, baby steps at this point in time. Yes, I'm all in for Christ, but there's no shame. But, I have to be ready to tell my story. And I know once I do that, then the floodgates will be opened. So we'll get there. We're getting there. But I applied for jobs, like waitressing or janitorial, stuff that I applied for and I've done for 15 years prior to this job, now that I have health insurance and all the things that I need. What more am I supposed to do? But and then I don't even get called back from those ones. First of all, it's part of the Lord, like, why, what are we doing? Be still. Be still. But I'm human. Can't always just be still and sit and waiting. I want to do more, but my more may not be at my job. My more might be in ministry and doing the works of the Lord. And I'm coming to terms with it. But it's not easy. It's not an easy walk, because it's not a guaranteed walk either, So as I put faith in the Lord, uh, it's not guaranteed. Okay, well, we ate today because I went to work. Yes, the Lord provided me with that job. He's not saying quit your job, don't feed your family. He's not saying that, but he's like, too much is given, much is required. So I need you to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, so right now I'm getting to this and this. The and this is coming. Okay, I'm working towards it. The Lord put on my heart that I am relying too much on my job to define me. Like, it may not be a no, but I have to tell my story. Should I be focusing on ministry? Should I be writing a book? So I already wrote a book. But I only told half the story. So the Lord was kind of like, no, pull it, start over. Start from point A, end up to point Z. Okay? There's more to the story than what you shared. And he's like, this is your testimony, but my work, I brought you here. I got you here. Because there was a time when I wouldn't even be as bold enough to even talk to you people. Okay? I'd be like, oh, too shy. No, I'm not going to say anything. Now, I'm on fire. I'm on fire for Christ. But of course, do I still have work to do? Absolutely. Do I still have working on me to do? Absolutely. Every day, all day, and I always will. I always will. I'm never claiming to ever be perfect. I will never probably hit perfection, ever. But do I need to work on being more obedient? Yes. Occupation or job title, can this only be true if you get money for these things? Excuse me. So, is your career or your calling only the things that you get paid to do? Or is it a deeper purpose? If unemployed as a legal aid, does that mean you are not a legal aid? No, because that would be your realm, your sector. That's what you're still looking for new jobs in. You know, if your current situation is where you don't have a job as a legal aid, this doesn't mean you're not a legal aid. But that doesn't mean we can't add other things to your name. Maybe this was the Lord trying to tell you, okay, it's okay to go find new avenues. That does not mean you are not a legal aid anymore. Are we only defined by the jobs that help us monetarily? So, if you're getting paid for something, is that the only way that it means that it's your job, your career, your calling? Or is it that you need to sit with it not making you any money? But if it doesn't make you any money, does that mean you're not supposed to be doing it? Or you have to find a different way to do it? Or sit and listen to the Lord and figure it out. If an unemployed legal aid is forced to take a job at a fast food joint, then is that their new title? No. Just because you take on other new things, you can add that to your title, like I said, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is your title. You're not just, okay, so if you are a lawyer, so that doesn't mean Esquire / McDonald's worker. No, that's just another skill that you had to learn, something you had to do. You had to get down in the trenches. Sometimes that's where we are this life. That's where we are in this economy. Sometimes we got to dig deep and figure it out. But that doesn't mean the Esquire drops off your name because now you had to work at McDonald's. No, that says to me that you had the integrity and the character to do what you had to do to survive in this daily life. And the Lord blessed you with the ability to do that. It doesn't make you any less of a person or no longer a lawyer. Say you retire, or can they still hold their title? Of course you can still hold their title. Okay, the Lord died. He's still not considered the Lord because he died. He's still Lord. He reigns. Even in death, you would still hold that title. It could be on your tombstone because that is something that you did. You accomplished that. Nobody else did it. You did that. So if you want on your tombstone, Dr. such and such resides here, or your earthly person does, okay, then you deserve to have that. But it goes with you even in death. Now, you were no longer that person, but nobody's taking that away from you. So just because you might take a turn, switch places, the Lord adds more to your plate, that doesn't make you any less. So I'm not necessarily defined by my occupation, but I had to take a step back. Like, okay, just because I'm not doing what I want to be doing doesn't mean that I'm any less of a person. Everybody knows that I have the ability to do it. The Lord knows I have the ability to do it, but that's not where I'm supposed to be right now. So I have to sit with that and be good and just know, like, be still. Know that I am God, and He got it. So that's what it is for today. It's getting hot. I gotta go home. I hope everybody has a blessed day. Like, subscribe, comment, interact. I really want to know everybody's thoughts on this. Okay. Love you. Bye.